Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Saturday, August 6th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so just take what resonates. But we're going to jump right into it and pull from the Prism Oracle and see what overall energy we have floating in the air is what they're saying throughout this day. But this is the second time I'm doing this reading. I did this in full before, and the energy in my apartment, plus just even my own energy that I was picking up on, it just wasn't leaving me with a quality reading. So take two. What do we have for this day? Mystery. Okay, we're gonna just take the one for now, but I feel like your intuition is coming into play. All the meanwhile, pairing that with trusting spirit for some, I do feel like you'll be put in spots and moments throughout this Saturday where you need to trust your intuition and just go with it, where you feel in your gut whether or not to vibe or bond with somebody or speak to somebody, connect with them. Trust that, right? When you feel in your gut you're making a wrong decision, just turn in the other direction and walk away. And don't connect with them, or just choose the other option. I hope that makes sense, but I do feel like we're going to take that one right here. Obviously, purple is a relevant color for this day, talking about spirituality, spirits with you in that situation or multiple, but also talking about a royal sort of energy. But I feel as if you're feeling a bit outgoing at certain moments, but very grounded, very calm and balanced at others. But remember, you can have a nice combination, a nice balance of both, okay? But I do feel as if you're going to get some messages that you don't need to digest. This is actually not... Actually, I'm going to pull from this one. And I feel like there's just a reminder to go with the flow throughout this day, as I don't feel overly planning for the next move or planning for how things unravel throughout this day is going to benefit you. Just going with the flow and trusting what you feel, or just already know. What else do we have for Saturday? Flying out. You could feel torn at certain points. Gaining savings, I feel the need to say, or just feeling you desire or just have a certain amount of control within a situation. You have some control, I feel the need to say, in a work situation or at home, but you could have more. Everything's purposeful, but I do feel there is, bear with me, annoyances, energy affecting you, right? But I do feel like you're gaining levels of justice that you're, and meanwhile, you're feeling quite mysterious. It may feel like there's people around you who are giving off very mysterious vibes as well, not being completely open about what they're going through or just what they're benefiting from or gaining, but you'll know or be informed of what you're meant to when you're meant to. Just trust that, okay? But I do feel like balance is truly key throughout this day. If you need to stop in the middle of your work day or just your day of running around accomplishing errands or socializing to meditate, ground oneself, please do so, because you're going to see how that benefits whatever you're accomplishing or wrapping oneself up in greatly. But the Queen of Cups talking about how there's a confidence about each of us throughout this day, but there are certain moments where you do feel a heavy amount of emotion come to be, whether that's just sadness or just frustration, annoyance, or even just an immense amount of passion. But I do feel like that could alter the moment in the wrong direction. So just try to hold that to oneself, and that may be the moment where you need to reground oneself. But I do feel as if there's a need to trust your intuition with those kind of moments, but also when it comes to whether or not you should help somebody or offer advice or even critique somebody in their appearance or something of the sort. All right, I feel as if you're going to remember that you're on a separate journey in comparison to others. I feel like one specific person, and yeah, anyways, moving right along. That was key wording. What else do we have for Saturday? We have the Empress here. All right, so I feel like you're ready to embark upon something new, but again, your motherly nature, male or female, your caring nature coming into play, but you're not always meant to take care of or help or assist those who need it in the moment. All right, there may be something that they need to learn by gaining that assistance from somebody else, or they may need to just come to that conclusion. When somebody just needs an extra second to kind of, okay, I remembered this, or I actually know this. Do you see what I'm saying? There's different reasoning for each situation, but I feel like your money and your career is on your mind throughout this day. But I just feel like you're feeling a lot of feelings, okay? You're having a sense of honesty just coming to be. You can't help but get your voice out there. And I feel like in more than one way. And you're feeling as if you are just touching the lives of others in a positive way. But not everybody's meant to benefit from your voice once again. Let's keep pulling. The Six of Cups talking about how, I just saw 555. Things are about to change for you. Being drawn to this reading. Gratuity coming in. Thinking about the past potentially, but don't hold on to it too tightly. I feel you are going to reminisce to a certain extent, and even chuckle in the midst of which. But I just got this vibe where it was like, are you kidding? Like, what is actually happening at certain points? But I do feel like in the midst of the mystery, you could feel as if certain people are stressing you out, okay? Or you just feel as if your spiritual connection is a lot to handle, but you can handle it, all right? I also feel like you're gaining a little bit of justice throughout this day to make up for some stresses you've dealt with in the past. But I do feel like you're moving with passion once again, and that's when you get these intuitive hits, reminders that you need to just wholeheartedly embrace. But I do sense that you are ready to embark upon something new, okay? Some of you thinking about travel throughout this day. When you feel the intuitive feeling guidance to just stay within your own bubble and not bond with anybody at all, or just do your own thing, trust that, okay? It's going to benefit you. I also just was kind of pushed to show that going on top of the mystery card here. So I feel like that's a moment where, or several moments where you will exude extreme mystery or, just creating question marks around people's heads. Interesting. But I do feel like your intuition comes into play when it comes to your work, what you're producing, developing, and just succeeding at throughout this day. But I feel like as well, you're just needing to utilize your knowledge, wisdom, your creative nature, okay, to just do what you got to do to gain a level of justice and mysteriously move forward with confidence, okay? Not everybody needs to know what you're going through, even though I feel like being drawn to this reading, you don't mind being an open book to an extent. But I do feel like there's going to be certain pushes to adjust your perspective. I'm now hearing not everybody has your back in a situation, if not multiple. Just remember that. But I do feel like there's somebody expecting the worst around you, and this isn't you for the most part. I do feel like you just need to steer clear of that, or it might be one of those moments where it would maybe affect your energy, your perspective more so in a negative sense, and not actually help them wholeheartedly, okay? Or in the end. Moving right along, we have the Strength card. The first attempt to do this reading, this Strength card for another deck was in the center of the reading. Bear with me. You may struggle to speak throughout this day, but just dig for your inner strength to keep going, as I do feel like the number 3 comes into play, as well as the infinity symbol feeling relevant, okay? Whether you see it in one way, shape, or form, due to Spirit's guidance, or you're just reminded the possibilities are endless at this time. All right, but I do feel you need to keep the passion alive, and remember there's a passionate fresh start for you on the horizon, but don't let the anxieties in the air or just crossing paths with you to affect you in a negative sense, all right? It's a day where you need to simply have patience, okay? And just glide through the day, do what you gotta do, be one with your own angelic presence, and wear that crown with confidence, and recognize that your connection to water is purposely strong at this time. and they're drawing me to a dragonfly. I feel as if you're transforming, changing on a soul level, and people are noticing that. But that's part of the mystery, that's part of the confusion, that's part of the spiritual connection throughout this day. People will notice the difference in their own personal energy and vibe when you're next to them, okay, or close to them. Do trust that this is a day where you will achieve a lot, okay? Don't be surprised if you get a full body of goosebumps, but I do feel it's a day where you're reminded your ship or ships are coming in and your world is changing for the better, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you next time. Bye.